I forget that this no longer goes to a scene. There we go. Hang on. Hopefully you can hear me. Here we go. I hear myself, so that's a good sign. All right, whatever. Starting off like this already. Good morning, people. Welcome to the Easy Stream, where we hang out in this fish room. We get everything done every week, and it's always easy. Back.
Bum, bum,
He's here already.
bum, bum,
Good morning, Fisherman.
bum, 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 bum.
What's up, man? Good morning. I wasn't here last
John
week.
Mackenzie said, "Good morning, weirdos."
Good morning, weirdo. Yeah, I wasn't here last week because, man, I threw my back out. I'm still in a lot of pain. So this is probably going to be, I'm going to cut it a little short today, I think, just because, man, I don't know. I think I might need medical attention at this point. But we're going to struggle through this one because I didn't want to miss 2 weeks in a row. But, man, I'm just glad I can stand up. That's it. And let me say hi to people. Good morning, Andy Carson. Thanks for being here. Bionic Bigfoot. What's up, man? Good morning. Victor C. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. 3G. Cello. Cello, sir. Southwest Florida Aquatics. Good morning. What's going on? Fishymon. Good morning, sir. John McKenzie. What's going on? Good morning, weirdo. Thinking about the bottom of the list already? If I missed you, sorry. But let's get into it. Excuse me. All right. I did not do any water testing last week.
Fisherman64 said, "Good morning, everyone, and you to Jazran."
Good morning. I didn't do any water changes on the 75. I didn't do any water testing on the 75 last week, so I'm a week behind on that. I did a water change on the 33 long. I just did the pass-through thing and let it run for I didn't realize, must have did like an 80-gallon water change in that thing. I let it run all day and totally forgot about it.
Fishcapade said, "Good morning, Jason."
Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Trip on Fish, aka RJ, said, "Good morning, y'all."
Love the trip on fish. Good morning,
Window
sir.
Liquor #5 said, "Okay, so no dancing for us this morning."
I can move a little. It's the side to side, and it's like when I get. Not do that. Let's just try and keep it. We're gonna try to keep it easy today, okay? So we're gonna do some water changes. I think we're gonna go around, maybe clean some tanks. Nothing too crazy. I did pick up a new diamond tip drill to drill some glass. However, there was no way I was bending over and doing that all for the last week and a half. Man, I pulled my back out. It's been over. It'll be 2 weeks on Wednesday. So don't get old. Anyway, so I have that to try and drill those 5-gallon tanks. The overflow in that one started slowing down again. So that's just not gonna work. It doesn't even last a week before it starts to slow down and start overflowing. Luckily, I've caught it every time before it got bad. Yeah. So yeah, I got what was I just talking about? The drill. So that might be next week, or maybe during the week I'll drill that if I feel better. But I'm not going to push myself on that today. The other thing I did pick up, and it's because I went down this rabbit hole of blackbeard algae, right? The never-ending blackbeard algae in my tanks. And
Andy Carson said, "I appreciate you being here, Jason."
Thanks, Andy. I appreciate you being here too. Let's go down here for a sec. Might have to adjust. I'm still down. I haven't even messed with the other camera yet, so we're still down to one camera. Yeah. Bear with me, people. All right. Oh, I'm gonna sit. I gotta sit. We gotta take it easy. Oh yeah. The other thing is I ordered plants from Aquarium Co-op. Remember that? And I don't know. I mean, the plants, I think they'll spring back. I'll show you. Let's look at them right now. Hold on. You're gonna go for a ride, people. Right here. I have them in this tank. I got these plants from Aquarium Co-op. Was it not this past Sunday or the Sunday before that? It took them, I didn't get them till Monday of the week after. So I wouldn't even have had them for last week's stream. They spent a week in shipping, at least. Yeah, because I ordered them Sunday. Well, Monday was the holiday. So, yeah. Probably went out Tuesday and I got them Monday. So they spent a week in shipping. You can barely see. These crypts in the front here did not hold up so well. They started melting. Still like snails eating all the dead stuff off of them. Everything else seems to be okay. But I just put them in this tank and I'm just going to let them rehab for a bit. And then we'll go from there. Ugh. So, I was kind of disappointed that it took that long. I thought they were like 3-day shipping. I know, and like I used to have the same problem when they were in Washington State, right? Unless they ship from Washington State, and then that's the same problem. But either way, like plants a week in shipping is just not good. Last time they were almost frozen. This time they were like, cooked because it was hot. It got hot. Anyway, so I don't know. Not real impressed with the shipping. I've had better luck elsewhere. Let's put it that way. So just expressing my a little disgruntled, I guess. Oh well. Oh well. Life goes on. All right, where are we at here? Oh yeah. So that happened last week. I got the drill bit thing last week, and the other thing I picked up because I went down a rabbit hole, this blackbeard algae thing, was talking to people online. There was some in a stream or two. By the way, if you don't know, Sergeant Tank started streaming again. That guy was like one of the OG Fish fam. And man, I'm all over the place right now. Yeah, so I went down this rabbit hole and came across something that equated blackbeard algae with phosphates and silicates, along with other brown algae. Tend to really like silicates, and they can be in tap water. Then I went down the rabbit hole of substrates and what causes these silicates. Apparently, pool filter sand is pretty high in silicates. So that might explain a lot of my problems. Is all my tanks have 90% of my tanks have pool filter sand in it. So then I said, well, how can you test for silicates? And luckily, our old friends at Hanna have a silicate test, a drop checker. So I was like, all right, I got to pick that up. I also picked up refills for the other stuff. I haven't got refills for this yet because I'm going to see how this works. Now this is a little more complicated. So we're going to have to run through this. There's 3 different reagents for this. The reagent A, a reagent B, and a reagent C. We can do this along with our other tests. So, hang on. I'll start the other test first, and then we'll go through this one on its own. All right, so bear with me. I already got the water out of the what do you call it? Out of the tank. So I'm just going to start with the nitrates and the phosphates. We will get into the silicates. And also this week I'm supposed to fertilize, so I should do that as well. And we'll see. Phosphates, this is the nitrates. Okay, nitrates, turn on. Calibrate.
SWFL Aquatics said, would water changes get rid of silicates?
They can. That's one of the ways I was reading, and well, what to do with silicates, right? If I haven't even tested yet, but I was saying like, how do you reduce silicates? Water changes would do it, but gravel vacuuming is probably a better thing, and I don't do a whole lot of gravel vacuuming, so I should probably start doing that if silicates are an issue. But we'll test first. We'll test the tank, see where that's at, and then I think that we should test the tap too, because reading a lot of municipal water supplies actually add silicates because there is no apparently they don't cause harm to humans, so there is no regulation on silicate, and basically they add silicates because in older areas it helps with the corrosion on lead and galvanized pipes, some stuff like that. And I know this town actually sent out a freaking flyer about
SWFL
lead
Aquatic
and
said I
silicon.
use pool sand, have plenty BBA.
Yep. We'll see. Yeah, apparently pool filter sand's pretty high in silicates, from what I was reading. There's quartz sand is like what they recommend using, but apparently quartz sand is sold as like 98% quartz. It's pure white, and most of those sands are not. So like, what's the 2%? You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. Huh. All right, shake this up. We'll get to testing that in a minute here. I'm gonna run these tests first. It's got 7 minutes. Do the phosphates real quick. The other thing that was I was reading about how to reduce silicates is they make like those phosphate removing pads. A lot of them are phosphate silicate removing pads. They're a combo.
SWFL Aquatic said you last answered. Some tanks have BBA and some don't. Some tanks have quartz sand, some don't.
Hang on a second, I'm gonna have to read what that said. Sure I followed the question or the statement. Hang on. Let me finish shaking this up and getting this started. I don't even know what I do with my phone. Oh no, here we go. It's already starting. I see it, I see it. We're good. Get this out of here. Interesting.
SWFL Aquatic said my tanks with quartz sand has no BA.
Interesting. See? So maybe there's something onto this, huh? You just answered why some tanks have BBA and some don't. Some tanks have quartz sand and some don't. All right, all right. Maybe. Maybe I'm on to something. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna do the test TDS real quick. I'm right here. Air bubbles out of that. 398. Write that down real quick before I forget. Slightly up from last week, or last time I tagged, that was 2 weeks ago. Okay. Let that shoot for a sec. We got 2 minutes on that other test. Let me read what we need to do with this test. Okay. Since there's a bunch of measuring procedure. Press the on-off button to turn the checker on. All segments will be displayed for a few seconds, followed by add C1 and press blinking. So let's turn it on. Battery in here? I gotta put a battery in here. I gotta put the battery in. Hang on. Gotta put the battery in. Let me get a screwdriver. Phillips. You guys can stare at fish for the meantime, right? Man. Screw in there tight. Oh yeah, I found out about this morning, man. I just saw the post on Facebook. You guys know that Bunny Viper passed away? Man, that took me by surprise. I don't even know what happened. I know she had chronic problems, but I guess only 54. That is sad. Why won't this open? What's going on here? Get the needle nose. Here.
WWFL Aquatics said, I have a Java fern bigger than 2 basketballs take up half a 75-gallon tank. Should I trim plant and make 100 separate plants?
That's a good question, man. I have a Java fern bigger than 2 basketballs. Holy cow. Take up half of 75. Should I trim the plant and make 100? Well, I guess that depends, man. Depends on if you got room or you're trying to sell these, then yeah, sure, make money. But also, I mean, something to say for looking in a tank and seeing 2 basketball-sized ferns. That's probably pretty impressive. I don't know. Guess that's a personal choice, man.
Love to trip on fish, aka RJ, said, what kind of people do you think that we are to look at fish for minutes? That's crazy talk.
I don't know if you can handle it.
WFL
Yeah, let's move you
Aquatics
closer.
said, will it kill plant?
I don't know about Java ferns. I really don't. They don't do so hot for me. All right, phosphates are done reading. 0.3. 0.30. It's actually down. Down from last time. Sweet. Whoops. 3. Okay. That's cool. No, did not know Bunny Viper. Yeah, Bunny Viper passed. Yeah, I saw that. Saw a post on Facebook this morning. I didn't actually look to see when it happened. But yeah. Good morning, Dennis. Okay. This other one's got 20 seconds, so I'm just gonna wait till that's done before I get sidetracked. You know me, when I
Victor
get
C
sidetracked,
said
I go down like a rabbit. I chase a squirrel. And thank you, Victor. Hit that like button, people. Good for you. Yeah, right before the stream, I dropped one of these vials on the ground and shattered it. Was not happy. Not happy about that. Okay, 11.3 on the the nitrates. That's actually pretty low. Seems real low. 11.3. We might have to just do a quick make sure there's like no bubbles or anything in here.
KJE Aquatics said, good morning, people.
Good morning, Keith. How you doing, man? Thanks for joining us. All right, we're gonna do this real quick and just take a quick shot. Just to double check. there wasn't like an air bubble or something in the way of that reading. One says 11.4. Close enough. All right, cool. I'll trust it. All right, here we go. I'm going to go down this rabbit hole. Long Family Show, good morning. All right, cool. All right, let's read this. Where was I? Sure, we got to do all sorts of weird stuff here, so. All right, now we got the battery in. Press the on off. Yep, all the lights blink up. C1, add. Yep. Fill the curvette with 10 milliliters of unreacted sample. I'm guessing that's tank water. I got it right here. Add 6
Master
drops.
Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said
Oh
good
no,
day.
he's here.
Sir Mr. Fisherdict and all those utters who joins.
Good morning, Eduardo. What's going on, man? How you doing? All right, so it said fill the curvette with the sample, which is the tank water, and add 6 drops of the zero silica low range reagent. Replace the cap and swirl the solution. Wait 4 minutes. And then add the content of 1 packet. Oh, I'm sorry, this is A. So 4 minutes. 6 drops, 4 minutes. 6 drops of A. Where is A? Okay. Gotta shake this. Sodium,
SWFL
hydrogen,
Aquatics
sulfate,
said,
monohydrate.
you need to fill in those rabbit holes. Good morning, Sir Eduardo.
You ain't wrong. All right, so 6 drops of A. Wait 4 minutes. Add 1 packet of B. Replace shake until it is completely dissolved. Wait 1 minute. This is the blank. Insert that into the checker. Okay, so that's the calibration fluid. Is that? Holy cow, that's just to calibrate. All right, let me get some A. That's A. Let me get some B. A, B, and C. A lot of packets here. This is B. This is C. I'm going to need to do this twice too, so 2 of these out while I'm here. Because, you know, science. CC, BB, A is a bottle. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. 6 drops. Okay, there we go. Oh my God. 1. What is this? Hang on. Oh, I'm like looking for the towels on my neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Swirl and wait 4 minutes. Okay, swirling. Swirling. We gotta wait 4 minutes, is that what it said? Yeah, wait 4 minutes. And then do reagent B. Timer's on for 4 minutes. Let me get reagent B ready. Reagent B. This is a pain in the ass. Silica. And I bought the low range test. They had a high range one, but from what I was reading, you want your silicates to be at below 0.5 parts per million, 0.50, in order to keep the algae at bay. I mean, I don't know how true any of this is. I'm just going off of what I read. Oh man. Probably should not be touching this stuff. There's not even any reagent in here. Is there? Man, doesn't look like a lot. Oriole creates. Good morning. What am I missing here? Wish that my dogs would lick glass boxes, windows as much as she was lick dishes. What happened? Wow. All right then. How much time is left on this timer? Got a minute and a half left. All right then. Oh. All right. Yep. Yeah, okay. So then basically once this is done, put it in, calibrate it, and then add reagent C. Go on. And that takes 3 minutes after that. So 4 minutes, 1 minute, 3 minutes. That's what, 7 minutes? 5 minutes. 5 to 8 minutes. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum,
Whip's World said, hiya, beautiful people.
Good
Let's
morning,
get
Whip.
tanked.
Going on. Alexa, how much time is left on the timer?
You have 10 seconds left on your
10.
4-minute time.
Cool. Let's start doing this. Alexa, stop! All right, this is supposedly the calibration now. Gotta wait a minute. Or shake it.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said I see tons of BBA in this tank. Is it the prime tank for BBA?
This is the prime tank for BBA.
Also, at last night's gathering, someone actually was selling Hade Algia.
What? I'm guessing hair algae? Yeah, dude, what? CPR-ish? CR Fish? All right, yeah, there we go. CR Fish, Cheryl Smith. Good morning. Hair algae, yep. Hey, man, I saw a video of a Siamese algae, or Siamese algae? It might have been a Chinese algae eating like hair algae like it was like a noodle. Kind of cool. Like slurping it. All right, has this been a minute? Oh, shit. Not yet. Keep stirring it for a minute. All right, Alexa, stop. It's the minute. Now we calibrate. Now we got to add C2, which is reagent C.
SWFL Aquatics said, couldn't believe they actually auction hair algae.
That's crazy.
Whip's World said, how's the back doing, good sir?
Oh, it's getting better, man, but this is actually starting to concern me because it's been so long. Usually it's not like, almost a week. It's almost 2 weeks now. And like I was getting better, and then all of a sudden I went kind of like, thought I was doing good, but went backwards. Doing all right now, though. I think I had like something out of place, man, like a disc or a joint or something, something. shake. Shake, shake, shake. God, this thing turned like blue instantly. I don't know what that means, but
Victor C said ask for long-time massage Jason.
yeah, you ain't wrong.
Love 2 Trip on Fish, aka RJ, said okay Google Alexa is bad-mouthing Siri.
Good. They should badmouth each other. Wait until the robot uprising, and then they can take over.
Fishyman64 said it's called old age.
Yeah.
KJE
I know.
Aquatic said eat some gummies for the back.
Oh, that's not a bad idea, KG.
Window Licker #5 said how did you originally F up your back?
You know, you want to hear the story?
Master
I was sitting in my
Aquatic.
chair, and
Just
then I
call me
stood up.
Eduardo said has anyone seen Jason today? The AI is getting to be a nuisance.
Yep. That's it. I've been taken over by AI. Like a Max Headroom thing going on now. Nope. What was it? Window Licker. I was sitting in my chair, and I went to get up, and I don't even know what I did, dude. But when I stood up, I couldn't. And it was one of those, like, I guess, you know, it's like you lose feeling in your legs. I don't even know how to describe that. Like your legs almost give out because you can't, your back is like pinched or whatever. I don't know, man. All right, this is going to be another a minute and a half, basically. When the timer ends, the checker will perform the reading.
WFL Aquatic said that's what happens as you get old Jason.
Yep. Okay. So if it's blinking 0, 0, it indicates the sample absorbed and that it's under range. So it's either no silicates. If it's over range, the maximum concentration value of blinking indicates the measure is outside the range. There's not enough light. No. These are the errors it can have and warnings. I think it's, yeah, it'll blink 2.0 if it's over 2.0, and because it reads up from 2.0 under. And if it's under range, it'll blink zeros. Nipple and the zero curvates are inverted.
Alishan AS said got
wait
too
a
many
second.
fish that I don't have room for at CCY
Did I
auction
fuck this up?
yesterday. Can't help myself. Fisherman64 said I tweaked my back doing water changes 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I know the
Andy
feeling, dude.
Carson said it could have been worse of a story.
Could have
A
been.
guy at work had his back go out when he was sitting down to take a crap.
Oh, that's horrible. All right. Here's the result. I'll show you. Blinking 2.0. So we are above 2.0. So we have high silicates. Interesting. I kind of suspected that much. I'm going to write this number down. I'm just going to put 2.0. I should put greater than 2.0, but interesting. Alishan, good morning. Oh. Okay. Well, that's good to know. All right, I got to do the tap order next.
Whips World said Eduardo! Fisherman64 said
Eduardo.
Tom. I sold Adam some L333S Thursday.
By the way, look at how blue this sample turned. That is like dark blue. And it like turned blue instantly, which makes me think it's probably really high. So maybe phosphates were just one part of the equation, right?
Alishan A.S. said the human spine lagged in bipedal evolution.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. This exposed us to all sorts of
WFL
stuff.
Aquatic said ocean blue.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. All right. Let's test the tap water now, shall we? Okay, only need one vial. Ones can go onto the drying rack. All right. Let's
Alishan A.S. said nice cook. Hope you did well.
looking at my L33s I got from Kirk, and they're looking mighty fine. I was thinking maybe I should take them all and put them in one tank. But that would be a big pain in the ass trying to find them in some 75s.
Windowlicker #5
I don't know how
said,
that would work.
I think it's time to treat yourself and Lisa and score a hot tub for the backyard.
Yeah.
In years of use, you can turn it into a pound later.
Yeah, there you go. That's. I don't know how. It probably wouldn't be that later. It'd be sooner than later. All right. What do I need? I need to use. Hang on. Let me make sure I understand what I got to do again. I turn it on. It's going to ask me for the C1. Then I put 6 drops. Wait 4 minutes. Okay. So let's do that. 6 drops. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that was 6. Kind of came out a little fast. Swirl it. So if I have silicas in the tap water, oh damn it, hang on, this isn't gonna work. That's it, I'm an idiot, total idiot. Redo this. I didn't realize that I had the thing like overfilled. It was above the line, and then I just added those drops to it, and it was like so full. Forgot to take water out. Here we go. Here's the dropper. We're gonna redo that. Rinsed. Okay, now let's do 6 drops. Go slow. 2. What the fuck, man? Then when you put 6 drops in here, you like try to drip it, and like 6 come out at once. All right, let's try this again. I'm gonna run out of this solution. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong here. Hang on. Pardon my language. Frustrating. Okay. Try this off real quick. Okay, move this out of the way. I'm gonna go slow, real slow. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
WWFL
There we go.
Aquatics said hope that test kit was cheap, got to test 100 times to get reading.
No, I think it was just me being
Master
a
Aquatics.
gorilla.
Just call me Eduardo said you're pressing too hard with your
Yep,
left thumb.
that's
Try
exactly
it
what
with
it
your
was.
left lip.
I don't know about that. Alright, I'm just gonna let this sit for a couple minutes. Timer's going. 4 minutes. Let me get reagent B ready here. Agent B. Curious what the tap is. Oh. Where's my coffee? There it is. Oh. Greg's Catfish Cave, good morning. Catching up on chat here. All right. I should put some of this stuff away. Try to clean up a little bit at least. This Fishroom is a disaster. I did have one of Patty's bettas passed away. Found him yesterday. It wasn't the one that had the
Master
swim bladder
Aquatics.
problem either. It was another one.
Just call me Eduardo said, oh, JJ Sons. I shall be in York Penn in June 26th through the 30th.
Nice.
Maybe we can meet up and snack on some BBA.
Maybe.
Rick's
I'm on
World said
vacation
hot tubs and gummies.
next Friday
That's
for
the
2
medical
weeks. So
advice for
maybe.
people over 50 equivalent to a mechanic's advice that duct tape and WD-40 are must-haves.
There you go. All right. Hang on.
Left on your 3-minute and 30-second timer.
30 seconds left. Let me see what's in this bag. See what's in this bag. There we go. I'll take your recommendations. Whoa. June 26th. Well, my wife's birthday is the 24th. We're on vacation the whole week. And the week before. Alexa, stop! Alright, let's dump this in. Reagent B. Shake, shake, shake. And then we wait a minute, right? Double check. Reagent B. Replace the cap and shake until it completely dissolves. Wait 1 minute. Give it 30 seconds and then talking for like 5 minutes. Is dude alive? What are you doing over there? Okay. That dude's not alive. That sucks. Alright. Oh, I'm supposed to Yeah, wait a minute, and then I got to do the calibration. There we go.
SWFL Aquatics said food for thought. All my tanks with BBA are inside house, no tanks outside in heat have BBA.
All my tanks with VBA are inside, no tanks outside. Interesting. I wonder if that does something. Curious. All right, let's prepare sample B. Or C, I mean. Whatever reagent C. All right. Add this. Shake, shake, shake.
Congratulations, Peplin Creek Aquatics,
Yeah,
on the membership
Peplin.
milestone. Peplin Creek Aquatics has been an extraordinary aquarist for 21 months.
Right on, man.
Dennis Dumoulin said, "Good morning, nice people. Hey,
Dennis!
Jason."
Vader! What's up, man? Good morning. Thanks for being here. And thank you for being a member there, Pep. All right. That's pretty much shaken up.
Master Aquatics.
Press and hold. We got 3 minutes.
Just call me Eduardo, said Dennis. Maybe you can take some BBS for the next meeting. Auction it off and give JJ Sons a run for his BBA educational advice?
I'm going to solve this BBA problem. And then I'm going to solve it for me and a whole lot of other people when I do. Let's hope. All right, we got 3 minutes. So this is done running its test. Actually, what I should have been doing this whole time is doing a water change on that tank. But I've been slacking, so guess we can start that while we're waiting. Actually, like, it's pretty decent shape as far as the phosphates and the nitrates went. Considering I didn't do a water change for, this is 2 weeks now. Throw that in there and unplug the pump filter. Oh yeah, hang on. Well, let's 2 minutes. This test will read, and then I will know what the tap water is sitting at. Take this dead leaf out. Take that dead leaf out. A lot of my this Anubias, ever since I split it up, has just been dying. I put it in the 33 long.
Aquatic Moose
A
said,
lot of leaves falling off
Eduardo.
this thing. Eduardo!
Window Liquor Hash 5 said, I also had a fish pass my green terra past. Bummer.
That sucks.
Had him a long time ago.
Yeah. I know that in my tanks, like, my water's like really hard, high KH, all that good stuff, and I don't think bettas do very well in that condition. My experience.
Fisherman
Like, they'll live, but
64
they don't.
said, if you were to solve your BBA problem, you wouldn't have any content anymore. SUFL Aquatics said, that's what I'm afraid of splitting Java Fern.
Yeah. I don't know what happened, man. It's just like leaves just started getting all these holes in them, dying off.
Whips World said, who here has a line on some daffodils?
Daffodils?
I lost 7 of 8 because my heater went bad.
Oh. I thought you meant like the plant. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can get them anywhere. Any flower, any garden center, man. Daffodil what? What is a daffodil? I don't think I've ever heard of that. Bipolar Fish Keeper, good morning. All right, tap water is dun 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 dun. Over 2.0. Oh no, that ain't good. That ain't good.
Aquatic Moose said daffodil duck.
Greater than 2.0. Put it down on the tap water thing. All right, let's look at this real quick. Here we are this week, right here. Speaking of which, I gotta add fertilizers to add potassium. Nitrates really dropped off, which I find interesting.
SWFL Aquatics said faulty test kit.
Phosphates went down. I don't think so, because you know, like I said, talking about municipalities will add silicates to the, from what I've read, will add it to their municipal supply. See how blue it is. Oh yeah. Ocean blue. That's out of the tap. And like they said, they add it because, you know, lead pipes or galvanized pipes or whatever they had back in the day. It helps, also drives the pH higher, which might explain why my pH is so damn high. Because they're adding it. Also,
Aquatic Moose said Jason,
you know,
how is the old back?
yeah, it's, it is. Getting better, man, but it ain't 100%, I'll tell you that. So I'm trying to take it easy. All right. So now,
Team Detritus said there is a daffodil cyclids.
oh, okay. That makes sense.
Whip's World said the daffodil cichlid, scientifically known as Neolamprologus pulcher, native to Lake Tanganyika.
Neolamprologus pulcher. That's cool. Well, not cool you lost them. Alright, we're just gonna let this. Now we gotta think about how we can handle this. If silicates are part of the problem, and I'm just adding silicates, whatever, there's high silicates in my tap, it means I need to figure that out, right? Or I start using RO water, oh my god. That would make water changes a whole lot harder. Gotta find some way to reduce the phosphorus or the silicates before they get in the tank. Curiouser and curiouser. I know they make resins and stuff.
Whip's World said correct, Swift.
Media.
It's a type of Burchardi.
Charity, okay. Right on. And I'm going to keep these instructions over here in the box for next time. To figure out, do some, well, don't I have, I do have, let's see. That's
Master Aquatics.
Purigen. Does that do anything
Just
for
Call Me
phosphate?
Eduardo said last night we heard that the removal of the fluoride has increased the ammonia levels on the tap water, FYI.
Really?
Love 2 Trip on Fish, aka RJ, said we went to the water store and their RO water was higher pH than our tap, so we had to get distilled water instead.
All right. That's something wrong with that statement entirely. Not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that there's something wrong with their RO water then. Because if it was truly RO water, it would be pH neutral. So something tells me that they need to change their filters. Right? Because that's the whole point of RO, is to deionize it. That's what the DI part stands for, and deionizing it would strip those extra electrons, which is what makes pH either high or low. So there's something wrong with their RO system if you're getting high pH. That's my opinion. Need to get off the couch and start water changes. Yep. Careful doing water changes, yeah. Now, I've also read that people have said that RO systems, a lot of times silicate acid, or whatever it's called, can get passed through that filter too. So you might have to test the RO system tap water, or the RO system water too. Let's see. Yeah. Not entirely sure what to do. I mean, I have Purigen. I don't know. Purigen just says it removes like all sorts of stuff. You know what? I actually have Purigen sitting here in this little jar, a little container that I've regenerated for like, see if this works. I'm gonna stick this in the overflow of the filter, and we'll see. Maybe this can help with reducing anything, or if it's just like, you know.
SWFL Aquatics said, if row water test as flashing number faulty test kit.
No. What?
Rips World said there isn't anything wrong with their RO system. They're just lying their asses off and running tap water out of the line and calling it RO because most people don't check.
If RO water test
Master
is
Aquatics.
flashing number.
Just call me Eduardo, said correct Mr. JJ Sons. The RO system needs to be cleaned and filters changed. After 6 months is best, in my experience.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually just, when the TDSs start getting high, I usually is when I start changing filters. But, I'm actually kind of curious, man. I might have to run. So, I was just trying to read what you were saying there, Southwest Florida. You're saying if the RO water tests are a flashing number, is my test kit
Aquatics
faulty?
said test row water for silicates.
Yeah, I think I will. I don't know that it's indicative of a faulty thing. It just means that, like, when it's flashing, it just says it's above the, like, I bought the low range kit, right? Maybe I should buy the high range kit too. And we could start there and see what the high range is and where we are at. But the low range kit only reads to 2.0. So anything above 2.0, it just flashes an error. Yo, I thought that dude was going down the tube. Made me nervous. Yeah, so I don't think it's a faulty test kit. I just think I have a high silicates.
Fisherman64 said, when is your TDS ever not high?
That's a good question, dude.
Thank you, Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo very much for the 20 gifted memberships.
Wow. Thank you very much, dude. Appreciate that. Goes a long way. And congrats to anybody who got a membership. Yeah, we're gonna, I don't know, man. I gotta put that Purigen in there. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know. My TDSs are around, right under 400. They've been like that for the last bunch of tests. Are we still looking at that stupid chart? Did I swap back? No, we are still looking at that stupid chart. Well, I hope you guys got a good look at that. Yeah. Nitrates are down. Phosphates have been kind of on the downside, which is good. TDS is around pretty stable. Didn't realize you guys were looking at that this whole time. I forgot to change it back. 310 Aquatic. Oh wait, these are all the people who got gifted.
Master
Okay.
Aquatics, just call me Eduardo, said JJ Sons 20 peeps got added to your member.
Awesome. I appreciate that. 310 Aquatics. Good
WFL
morning.
Aquatics said, hey, can you show us the chart?
Look at that. 310 Aquatics, Aquatic Moose, John McKenzie. Y'all got a gifted membership. Congrats, congrats. Greg's Catfish Cave. Who are you guys? Fish Capades. Dennis Christensen. Wow, KGE. Everybody. Cool. Thanks, man. Jeff Kane, good morning. Yeah. Now I gotta, well, I'm gonna just wait for the water to stop running for a minute before I test the RO. But I am really, oh shit. This faucet, man. Got issues. He needs a new gasket or something. Keeps leaking at the base of the faucet. Luckily, it's leaking in the sink. It wasn't for a minute though. It was spitting all over the side.
Fishcapade said, I guess it's time for a celebratory Eid. WFL Aquatics said,
What
okay,
the
doing
hell
water
was that?
changes inside house, watching tanks, not chat.
There you go. Get on it. Funny. The Eduardo. Too funny. Oh, I did put yesterday. I took the mops from the Celebes tank and from the Madakas, and I put them outside in the tub because it finally
Master
got.
Aquatics.
I mean,
Just
it was
call me
like in the
Eduardo
50s,
said,
like.
I miss seeing green names. JJ Sons. Aquatic Moose said, Justine.
A scene.
Victor C said, what is your favorite tank?
My favorite tank. Well, that's a good question, man. I don't know. I mean, I spent a lot of time on this one. This one's pretty good. I also like the Blind Cave Tetra tank. But as far as tanks go, like Deco, yeah, this one, Blind Cave. Those are probably my two favorite. Everything else, yeah, there are. I mean, they're just whatever. Not horrible. But these are the ones I kind of spent the most time on, making sure that they actually look good. As far as fish, I got to go with my flounders, man. I love those things. Those dudes are cool. Speaking of which, we got to do saltwater maintenance after we get done with this. We're gonna take on the salties.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said, my favorite from your basement is the one that has water.
Yeah, there you go. That's another one. The watery ones. I mean, I like all my tanks, honestly. Just they're different degrees. Some of them are obviously just bare bottom or just nothing in them. Got a lot of empty tanks still. I got that 10-gallon. The one that the betta was in is now empty. The one the plants are in, rehabbing, is empty. That's 3 10-gallons right there. Bottom one is empty. That's 4. I think that's it. Well, that one just has some shrimp in it, so theoretically 5 empty 10 gallons. Could be doing something with these. Maybe. This is
Windowlicker Hash 5 said, how's the fry bin doing? Have you swapped mops?
I have not swapped mops. Like I said, I was kind of like unable to stand or move, and I didn't think for almost a week. So everything got kind of really neglected.
KJE
We can do that.
Aquatics said
We will
his
swap
favourites
mods.
are all the BBA ones.
That's right. The ones with a BBA. I wonder if I changed substrate from full filter sand to just something that wouldn't have any silicates in it. I could. Huh. That'd be interesting. It's good to know that my silicates are through the roof, though. Yeah, assuming the test kit isn't faulty. I'm gonna test the RO rotor once we're done here with the. What do you call it?
Master Aquatics.
Draining this water.
Just Call Me Eduardo said, "Oh JJ, did you hear that Richard Reynolds won Breeder of the Year at the Aquashella Dallas Shrimp
Really?
Tournament?"
Very cool. That is awesome. Congrats, Richard. That's cool. That's really cool. Well, Richard Reynolds, you know, I think that guy kind of knows something. Got a few things going on.
Window Licker #5 said, "How's the fry hatching? There must be lots of babies since you added heat."
Well, all right, I added heat, but then the that overflow keeps like choking up, so I unplugged it. And like I said, it was kind of incapacitated for a week, so I didn't do anything.
Love 2 Trip on Fish,
I didn't restart it, so
aka
only one tank
RJ,
has heat.
said, "We just bought 2 30 gallons at a garage sale yesterday.
Nice.
No idea where we are going to put them yet, but spare tanks just in case I impulse
Heck
buy
yeah.
new fish." Fishcapade said, "Jason just got my first Amazonas
Nice.
magazine and I love it. Super excited."
Congrats. That's awesome. And yeah, 30-gallon tanks. Those are rare, actually. I got one, a standard 30-gallon. I'm using it as a sump on my 125. The sump of shame, as a matter of fact. This is a 30-gallon. Ah, Rizzler Richard? How's the fry hatching? Yeah, all right, so anyway, back to the heat. However, the bottom tank on that rack is the one that has the heat, so, you know, heat rises. So I'm guessing there's a little bit of heat coming up from, you know, keeping the tanks above it a little warmer. But, yeah, I turned that off. I was going to, because I think the solution is I got to drill the tanks. That's like the only way around it, if I want to do it proper. Otherwise, I got to worry about that siphon stopping. Or, who was it? Jeff Kane that sent me the link to the 3D printed thing for the overflow box. Might check that out. I got to look into it. I don't know. But that siphon, I don't know why it slows down. It doesn't stop, but it just starts getting slow. I'm guessing air is getting in it.
Rip's World said, "I had a standard 30 back in the day. I wish I had held on to it. Who knew it would become as rare as a white buffalo?"
Yeah, right. Worth a test, I think. Yeah, maybe. I got to set the, yeah, I got to get into that. I got to get my printer back up and running. It's been too long. Aquarium Fantasy, good morning. All right, that's definitely good enough for starting to choke air here. Wrap this hose up, get it out of my way. I'll set it over here because I probably need it again. Turn that off. All right, let's turn the RO on. I'm gonna let that run for like, I don't know, a couple minutes. We'll see. We'll let it run. While that's running, let me move this. We'll check mops. We'll let that chug for a sec. Here, stay here with me. Whoops, hang on, we're tangled. Going for a ride. Whips World, party time. Going for a ride. Why is this? Oh.
Salpish, Cheryl Smith, said I have a bad or may good habit of buying odd-sized tanks. Scored
Yeah.
a 22 short a couple months back. Perfect Corey grow out.
See, it doesn't mean it's bad or whatever. Those outside tanks are sometimes, you know, kind of fun. All right, what am I looking for? Oh, my flashlight. Right here. Right here. All right, this is my tank I was putting in the heck are they? Pascais? Yeah, Pascai rainbows. Don't know. I didn't remember seeing any eggs, so I don't know if we'll have any fry in here, but we can look. I'm not real confident. Not seeing anything. So we will. Got a blue mop. Red, green, blue. We need purple next. Do you see any eggs in this mop? Oh, there is an egg. Yay! I see 2 eggs. That's cool. Let's get that in there. Stay in there. Let's see what this water's at anyway. I'm just curious how warm. Because I know, like, in this room, like, here, just for example, I believe that tank is heated, that
Master
tank is heated, that
Aquatics.
tank is heated. That tank is
Just
not
call
heated,
me
but that tank's
Eduardo,
very
said
warm.
JJ Sun. My floors needs mopping. Wanna bring your MPOS and do my
Yeah.
floors?
No thanks. Thanks for offering though. All right, let's see what this is at. 72 degrees, 71 degrees, 71.6. It's a little chilly, I think, for fry, for hatching, but we're working on it. Like I said, we got plans. We want to rush things. All right, what did I do with the light? There it is. Let's take a look at these guys. I didn't put the purple mop in there. Look at all those babies. This is currently unheated too, but how warm is this?
Big Steve's glass
Oh my God,
boxes
it's
said,
even colder.
Good morning, lovely people!
68, 69, 70, 70.5. Yeah, it's chillier. Cool, interesting. And this one should be warm. Supposed to be. Hang on. It says 74.5 degrees, but it's
Love
the
to
ink
trip
bird
on
set
fish,
at
aka
77.5.
RJ, said we have plenty of play sand tanks,
Yeah.
but only blackbeard algae in 2 tanks.
Somebody's lying to me. Calibrate this. Or how to calibrate this. This might be off. Oh, look at those little babies. Those are a lot. Those are the Celebies. Bunch of them. That's cool. And then down here. Oh, here. Let's let me get the mops. Start swapping them. I need a purple mop. I don't have a purple mop. Interesting. Green, green, blue, yellow. Those are reds. I have some mops sitting over here drying. Are these purple? No, these are all green. Yellow. Yellow. I'm short a mop. Green, yellow. All right. Yeah, I don't have a mop for that. Wait. Did I pull it out? I did just pull it out. Yeah. Why don't I have a purple mop? That's interesting. I think I was going to make them, and I never did. Well, it's going to have to wait. Guess what I should do is throw a red mop in there. in the meantime. I don't want to not have a mop. Let me rinse this so it's not bone dry either. Alright. Throw the red mop in. That tank. Put the lid back on it. Okay. Now we're here with these guys. Whoops. Move this out of the way. Move this out of the way. Hang this from there. Alright, we need to get the purple mop out. Try to get some of this. Oh my god. Java moss is like all in and out of here. My word. This is like a waste. Try to pick some of this moss out here. Probably should just have bare bottom tanks, but I put that moss in there because I believe there were eggs in it. And I was right. Until I got some more maracas out of that.
Aquatic Moose said musical.
Moosicle? Moosey call. Moosey call. I was gonna say, what's a moosicle?
Master Aquatics, just call me Eduardo said bare bottoms, EHJJ. Interesting.
Somehow I knew that'd get your attention. Whoops. Alright, do we got eggs in this one? This one usually has a lot of eggs.
Love to trip on fish, aka
There's egg right
RJ,
there.
said go to a restaurant and ask them if they use mops for their eggs and wait for their reaction.
Whoa! Yeah. So we're gonna try the drill thing. I'm gonna try it this week, I think. Alright. So down. Let's go down here. Where's this? Now, I'm pretty sure they're frying here. Yep, there's a little dude darting around there. Two. I see two different fry. Cool. These are frittatas.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said word choices JJ Sun. I is still an adjudicator this year. Can be on vacation. Still.
Phrasing. Back up here. Rinse this mop. Swap it. The frittatas.
Aquatic Moose said pour some sugar on me.
Oh. Oh my god. Gotta take it easy. Whoa. These are the frittatas. There's always eggs in this. I don't even need to look. I can see them already. These guys always breed pretty well. Alright. Whoops. Whoops. No. My bad. Okay. Those guys are good. Let's move back over here. There's.
Love to trip on
Just getting
fish.
a little cloudy. I just
AKA
gotta clean
RJ
this.
said, hey, what do you say?
Hey. What do you say? I guess I probably should have checked for fish first. But check there in a sec. This tank is gonna need to be drilled too. So maybe if there are no fish in this, well, I guess I can always take the mops out. Set them aside for the moment. These are the Gertrudes. Yes. Gertrude. Let's check their mop. Here, you guys have a new mop. You this one. The eggs, yep. I see eggs already. Is that an egg? No, sorry. I was mistaken.
Average _
It
Canadian
was a bubble.
_ avgeek said hello, came late.
Good morning. Oh, there were eggs in here. See a couple right here. 1, 2. Okay, let's throw this in here. I guess I should check to see if there are any fry, huh? Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. I don't see any fry. So that might be a good indicator that I could drill this tank. Just take the mops out, set them in a pan for a little while. Alright, that was that. No fry. But once we get this figured out, man, this whole system's gonna be good. It's gonna work perfectly, right? We'll have no problems whatsoever. Alright, and finally, Luminatus. I just do with that. There it is. See if you got any babies. Seeing this. I see nobody. Nobody.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said drill, drill, drill.
Drill,
You
baby,
whiteys
drill.
are always drilling. So typical.
Drill, baby, drill. Alright, let's take this out. Give this a rinse. And this is all the fry. I was feeding baby Brian, but last week I kind of stopped because of the whole back thing, you know. So I actually have the water set up. I just got to put the, what do you call it, in it? The brine eggs. We can do that in a second here. Then we got to test that RO water. And I don't even know what time it is, but we may have to call it here after that because I don't know how much more my back can handle before I got to like sit down. All right, I am not seeing any eggs in the Luminatus, but nope. It's probably snail eggs, if anything. I don't see any. This might not be a bad tank to drill too. Since I don't see anything in there, we could drill that one. I do have a brand new 5-gallon tank sitting upstairs, still in the packaging. Got like cardboard all around it to protect it, I guess. But I feel so guilty drilling into a brand new 5-gallon tank, especially if I break it. That's really gonna make me mad. So I was thinking maybe I drill since these don't have any fish in them, frying them, take them out, clean them out, set the mops aside for a little while, drill the tank, and I use the fresh 5-gallon for pump. So I don't have to drill it. Yeah.
Master Aquatics.
Drill this one, drill this
Just
one,
call me
drill that
Eduardo
one.
said Jason. Have you mentioned the passing of Ivy,
I
aka
did.
Bunny Viper?
Did.
This week. I just found out yesterday.
I know, that's pretty sad, isn't it?
Aquatic Moose said drill it, Jason. It's just
Drill,
a 5
baby, drill. I know. I did drill the other one and it cracked. I got one sitting outside. It's cracked in half. I actually showed that last week. Here, I'm gonna add this phosphate stuff here real quick. I'm sorry, not phosphate. Potassium. Potassium sulfate. So there should be no silicates. There should be no phosphates. Phosphates. And iron. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's good enough. Now, I've been letting that RO system run this whole time. So that should be Good enough. Anything that was like in the line or needed to be flushed
Fisherman
has been
64
flushed.
said, Jazrin, I have a 10-gallon empty. You are welcome to have it.
Thanks.
Love 2 Trip on Fish, aka RJ, said, make sure that you have at least a 55-gallon sump for your drilled 5-gallon.
That's right. Those 5 gallons are hard to drill. Honestly, maybe, the problem is I got all these 5 gallons from Patty, so that's why I have them. All right, I have the RO water sitting here. Lets me take out the excess. It's pretty good. Squirt that in that bucket. All right, I am going to set this here. I am going to go over there. We're going to start filling up this tank. Okay. Oh my God. Ooh. Ow. I feel like an old man. Those old men you see like walking around all hunched over. Every time I walk around, I'm like, dude, that is me. I am that man. Oh. And all those old timers when I was a young lad said, make sure you take care of your back. Like, whatever, old man. The only way I learned is the hardest way. Alright, well this is going, we can start that. I just got to make sure I don't overfill this. So, let me grab my handy dandy alarm.
Aquatic Moose said it's not too late to yoga old man Jason.
Yeah, I know. Just got to get it. I got to heal up first before I start bending all over the place. I don't think that would be a good idea.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said take care of the back, because you never know when you'll need to use it.
Yeah. Kind of controls a lot, believe it or not. You'd be surprised how much the back is. Some of those nerves are all running right down there. The whole lower half of your body, they're all concentrated in one spot. That's why people get paralyzed. Stuff down in the nook and cranny. Alright, let's see if I can do this without, like, the issues. And these packages are ready. Prep, that's B. C.
Aquatic Moose said your neck, your back.
Yeah. They can figure out how to put your brain in a jar and hook you up to something. Download. Alright. It was 6 drops in 4 minutes. And then solution B, 6 drops. No, solution B, swirl 1 minute, or shake up in 1 minute. And then solution C, hit the timer, go. Okay. Turn this on. Do 6 drops. Careful, man. You gotta be careful. Gotta go slow. One, two,
Master Aquatics.
3,
Just call me Eduardo said that is why
4,
AI is so important
5,
in order to take care of the water changes.
6. Yeah. That'd be cool. You know, honestly, if I were to rebuild this fish room, I would try to automate a lot of the water changes. Not so much when they happen, but how often I do them, or whatever. I have to manually do it. Sorry, I had to start time. I meant like it wouldn't just change on a timer. I would actually have to like push the button and be there and kind of let it run for a certain amount of time. Kind of like what Dean has, I think, on the whatever Tweeddale and Dean Tweeddale, Frame Co-op guy. He has like a system. It's like a whatever sprinkler system basically. Pushes a button and it runs for 30 minutes, 20 minutes on certain zones. That would be ideal. Although the reason I didn't do that, that's what I told myself in the beginning, was that I wanted to keep myself, hands-on in the tanks. But honestly, at some point when you have 30 tanks, it gets kind of overwhelming. There's
Master
nothing saying you couldn't
Aquatics.
still do a manual
Just
water
call me
change.
Eduardo said, and don't forget, Richard R. has it too. Thiesit monster hair dude.
What? And don't forget, Richard R. has it too. That's monster hair, dude. Richard has what? Automated system or monster hair algae? Auto water changes. Okay, yeah. See? Yeah, that'd be nice. But then, yeah, that would, it's an idea. It would take a lot of work to do that in this fish room. Maybe someday when I move and set up a new fish room, I'll have it plumbed. Uh-oh. Water got cold. Hang on. We're at 74 point something.
Cheryl Smith said with auto water changes, you still have to get in there and manually clean tanks occasionally.
You're right. The alarm hasn't gone off yet. And it's gonna do it at the same time this is. Hang on. 1 minute and 30 seconds yet. Okay. All right then. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You can always get in there. Nothing saying you couldn't get in there and just do the water changes yourself. You didn't have to use the auto thing, but yeah. I think it helps maintains water quality overall. Like you still got to get in there and get the mulm and the gunk.
KG Aquatics said be like father fish and don't change water, Lowell.
Oh. I got tanks that I really I feel like I do that on. They get a little way too long in the water changes. I'm like, oh my god, it's been like 3 months since I changed water in this tank. But I just, those tanks tend to have a lot of plants in them. Like what is it, guppy grass?
Killer Kitty 08 said,
Killer Kitty.
are you a master breeder? You've done a lot of species.
I don't know. You gotta do like points and stuff for that, don't you? The breeding programs at your local fish club. My local fish club doesn't really do anything. They don't have meetings anymore. I don't even think they just kind of just exist on paper at the moment. Which is kind of sad, because it was pretty cool. Just had some good swaps. But I know the president was focusing on her health. Hold on a second. Alright, it's been 4 minutes. It's time to add reagent B. Agent B, show up, please. Or
CR Pish Cheryl Smith said thanks for reminding to fill out my BAP forms for next Saturday.
that's what it is, BAP. See, I don't really even understand how that works, because I've never done it, and my club has never really had never had a formal meeting, at least since I've been a member. I don't think we even have a breeder program. So, I know that like basically you bring the fry in and you give them to somebody in the club. That's like I guess, senior enough to trust it not to lie for you. I guess is like, a little accountability here, and then they raise it and make sure it's what you say it was. All right, so press and add, and this is the calibration fluid. Oh shit, I didn't wait a minute. That's right, we can do this again. 30 seconds, so we're just gonna turn this off. Whoops. Turn it on. And we just gotta wait. Throw this one out. All right, yeah, so where'd my phone go? Yeah, and then once they raise it up, then they verify that it is the fry that you're, whatever the fish you said it was. And then you get a certain amount of points. I don't know how many points. What is it, 1.1 per one? All right, hang on. All right, and in press, we're gonna calibrate. And we gotta add the C solution. And then we gotta wait 3 minutes. And then it'll read it. So theoretically, it's calibrated now, those two solutions. Those two solutions are to calibrate it. And this final one is to react and give you a reading. Understanding. Shake this up. I'm really hoping that this doesn't turn blue. It would be sad if my RO system is pumping out silicates too. Then I got a whole big issue. Okay, that's mixed. Press and hold. 3 minutes. Put this away. That away. Probably should wash my hands because of all the stupid chemicals I probably have on them. Oops. Instructions over here. Let me just double check that I did that right. All right. Add 6 drops. Wait 4 minutes. We did that. Add B. Wait 1 minute. We did that. And then we calibrate. And then we put C. Shake until it's dissolved. Press and hold the button. 3 minutes. Yep. That's what we did. Follows instructions. Satisfactory. Well, I got to turn that pump back on while we're waiting another 2 minutes. Excuse me. Come on, turn on. All right, cool. And there is the Purigen in there now. I don't know how well that's going to do anything. I guess next week's test will determine. I wanted a water change, automatic water change system too. Yeah, be cool. That would be really cool. I could do something.
Crazy Four Seahorses said, so how is the Cayano doing? I finally got BBA, love it.
Ah! You finally got BBA and you love it. All right, man. You're a convert, right? Crazy
Window
for
liquor
seahorses.
#5.
It's horrible.
I want an auto 2 eggs over easy with sausage. Damn it.
Look at this. It actually started looking like it might be getting a little bit better. But I think the problem might be we're talking about this. Silicates, man. I don't know. We'll see. Got 45 seconds left on this test. Let it read. Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time. Yeah, do that water change. I don't know if my back can handle moving that stupid barrel of water around. Might have to clean the glass. It's CN. That tank, I'm at my wit's end. I think what I want to do is take the fish, maybe take one of these empty 10 gallons, and put the water in the fish and whatever's. And I have nacerius snails in there and this one shrimp. Throw them all in that 10 gallon. All right, here we go. Here's the reading on the RO system. 0.00, and it's not blinking, so it just read nothing. It wasn't an error. That's good. So the RO system is keeping silicates out, according to that. Cool. That is cool. So I might have to go to a system where just... I wonder, if I could cut my tap water with RO at a certain ratio to figure out what silicates would be under a certain amount. Then I'd probably have to add some sort of buffer. That would be, use, what is it, calcium carbonate? Crushed, whatever, crushed coral, same thing. Well, actually, I wouldn't even need to buffer it for, I'm thinking the African cichlids for some reason. These are Americans, it'd probably be just fine if you did it slow enough. I don't think anything in this tank would mind the water, the pH and the KH and the GH dropping. Hell, the plants, like these are the only plants I can keep alive because I think they're the only ones that do well in high KH water. I mean, guppy grass seems to do okay too, but everything else kind of struggles. You know? I don't know. Saw a video of a BBA tank with a green light. It was awesome. Cool. And it's exclamation point speak, not the hashtag. And welcome to the stream, Kathleen. Thanks for joining us.
Crazy Four Seahorses said, I love my Conomerex luanus. Finally got 10 of those monsters ain't seeing Kyanos.
But, oh, tell me about this. What is this Luhanus thing? I think I wrote this down too, right? Is this that shot, the nudibranch? The word? I'm not a big, don't know a whole lot about the salt world. My salt tank is a giant mess, man. Speaking of that, while we're here for the last 15, we might as well at least do something with it. So hang on a sec, I'm gonna move you guys. Apologize. I gotta get that other camera. It's the cord. I gotta get a cord. Or I gotta find the cords I do have. By the way. This can move to. Set this here.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said, okay, I am back. I was
Welcome back.
placing my order for the new BBA being shipped to JJ. You is welcome.
Thanks.
Window Licker #5 said, where's the clicker? LOL.
The clicker's here, but it doesn't matter because I don't have another camera to swap to. I mean, I could just use it to make you know, Gene come out and tell us it could work. Heck, while I'm here, I'm gonna test, see what the salinity is. I gotta set up the surface skimmer fell into the tank. Suction cups, you know. Suction cups are the worst thing in the fish tank hobby, I think. They're like the only thing that constantly fails. Consistently fails. Oh shoot. .030. That's getting a little up there, huh? I think we might need to take some water out. Put in some RO. Alright, what did I do with the case? There it is. I'll probably be using that again, so we'll just leave that there. It's getting a little high, huh?
Kathleen said been entering to many giveaways.
Nice.
Crazy 4 Seahorses said superglue helps, but you want to clean it right.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, keep it on the glass. What am I doing? I need to look for a scraper. The other thing I want to do is clean out the protein skimmer. That probably needs to be properly cleaned too, because it's like it's clearly should be overflowing, but it's not. I'll play with that later though. Where are my? There they are. This one. Excellent thing. But this one was I've accidentally bought for acrylic tanks, but I kind of like it because it doesn't bend like the metal one does. So if you just got like stuff like this, it works really great. Also the brown, whatever diatom algae looks pretty good on. I can see. Anyway, I was saying I was going to take all the fish, put them in 10-gallon, and just like reset this tank. I mean, everything.
Love 2 Trip on fish, aka RJ, said I wonder if adding salt would do with algae, small amounts to not hurt the freshwater fish.
Yeah,
Crazy
I don't
4
know.
Seahorses said I can see a tank.
Yeah. Try not to scrape the glass, sand. There's a piece of glass there, and like in. Man.
Bootscats said I thought the front was painted.
It looks like it, right? And good morning, Bootscats.
Crazy 4 Seahorses said yeah works for freshwater fish, but most effective with phytoplankton.
All right. Well, here. This is the other problem here. We can just scrape this side because we're going to put that little protein skimmer back over here. Hopefully. Try and get some of this algae out of here. My little tray. Little tray. Let me in. Ugh. Rinsing that. You can go there. Thing is still running.
Coro Works said thanks for gifted membership, kind stranger.
Right on, Coro. What's up, man? That was Eduardo. Thank you, Eduardo. Rinse this part out.
Andy Carson said, can you figure out a way to print something to be a universal conversation for suction cups to magnets like Sitcha uses?
Oh, now that's an idea. That's an excellent idea. I could do something like that. That's a good idea. That's not a bad idea, man. Look at you. Solving
Coro
problems.
Works said that checks out. Eduardo is kind and strange.
Yes, definitely. Definitely checks out. All right, I think we got that working. over there. Then we gotta take some water out. Oh,
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said kiss my grits Jason and Coro.
kiss my grits. Yeah, this tank is overrun with Aptasia, man. And those vermitid snails. Although it seems like the Aptasia might have been killing them off too. I was trying to follow, what was it, Ian's advice. Just let it go and see what happens. Burn itself out, but doesn't appear to be doing that. Or if it is, it's going to take a long, long time. Huh. It fell off already. Not a good sign. That one suction cup is like hard. There's
Crazy
rubber in
Four
it.
Seahorses said don't be frustrated. Just try to keep Iptasia ain't.
Aptasia what? I have a, what is it, Aptasia something or other. Aptasia X. I did use it, but then I kind of like,
Master Aquatics.
at some point just got out of
call me
control, dude.
Eduardo, said remember Coro, I got your wood.
I got your wood. I don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss. What did I do? Oh, it's in this. I'm like, where the heck is the scraper? I'm going to rinse this. Hang on. Because I see some spots I missed. I'm going to have to do something about that.
Crazy Four Seahorses said just try to keep him as a pet. I can't get Iptasia, I tried.
I mean, essentially, they're kind of the same thing as coral, right? They're like a soft coral. An anemone. An anemone. Something like that.
Coro Works said yes, Eduardo, and I'm still trying to figure out a way to link up pieces so I can ship in a small box and assemble into a larger unit.
Oh, snap. I got to turn off that pump. Oh, right here. I have a feeling the phosphates are probably pretty out of control in this tank. Yeah, this, ow. What in the hell is that thing?
Bootscats said an anemone of my anemone is a friend.
Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion.
Sing it, Fishymon. That fall off again? Nope. Let's hope that stays. I mean, I've seen all the fish. Like, there's two clowns. There's a orchid dotty back or whatever, and then there's the cleaner shrimp. Can't remember what it's called. It might be what it's called. And then I just have And then I just have
Crazy
snails.
4 seahorses said an enemy anemone.
Necessarius
But
snails?
yeah, I can creep bubble tips, but not Aptasia. Pulsing Xenia or GSP, I hate it.
Pulsing
Fisherman
Xenia,
64 said gone, but never forgotten.
yeah. Never forget the Fishymon. You know what I need to do? I need to take this turkey baster. I need to go in here, clear off. Well, I think because this is the intake. Somewhere around here. I think if this gets too clogged up, then it doesn't work very well. This is where my anemone kind of floated into and got sucked like half to death, I think. I don't know how much more I'm going to do in this water. I don't think I mean, I do have salt water mixed. Maybe I should just get that ready. Remove that.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said Jason. Does you think I might be deported by going to your state at the end of the month? Let me know.
No clue, dude. Depends on where you're flying in at, I guess. I don't know. You shouldn't need to do a customs. If you're flying with real ID or whatever, I guess is what you need now.
Crazy 4 seahorses said ain't much motion for simulating the ocean.
Yeah. Well, I turned the pump off at the moment, so. Otherwise, there's pretty good flow when that canister filter's going. Alright, let's move this.
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo, said from effing Florida to Baltimore's. Fisherman
Think it'd be
64
okay.
said Jazrin. If your saltwater tank was a horse, they would take it out to pasture and shoot it.
Thanks, man. Hilarious. Alright, I think that's actually probably enough water coming out. Oh, come on.
Crazy 4 seahorses said yeah, but already last year.
Leave me alone. I'm trying over here, people. The ins and outs of newbie saltwater tanks. Handle with care. Alright. Yeah, that thing fell off the wall again. I gotta do something better. I need a pump. This. God, this whole thing's tangled up. Oh my god. Give me a second here. Let's undo this. Undo this. Rinse it. Get the power away from that. Mix this out. There we go. This end can sit here. That rest on it. They should get a big. Like,
Master Aquatics.
they used my other pump
Just
for
call me
something else, so
Eduardo, said,
now
"Oh, Jason.
I don't
The
have it.
reasons we are flying to Penn is due to my sister's only grandson will be there, and I think because my mother turns 80.
Jeez.
But
Well,
I'm going to just jump
happy
in the pool."
80th. It sounds like a
Window
good
Liquor
time.
#5 said, "How's the flow on that 407?
Whoa.
Crazy Four Seahorses said, "But it could be worse or worse tanks resurrecting with enough effort."
This pump is so freaking noisy. I hate it. Let's make sure I burp all the air out of it. It'd help. Doesn't seem to. Hang on. This is the solution I had last time, was to take this piece of PVC and let it float until it starts getting low.
Aquatic Moose said, "Dude, that red algae is next level. Congrats."
Thanks, man. I'm trying. Oh, it's just gonna keep falling. What is going on here? Somehow I did this last time. Now I can't figure it out. Let's try it that way. Just gonna have to sit here and watch. Really need to get a better pump. Hang on a sec. I think I actually have one. We're gonna let this chooch. I'll just do with that clip. I had a clip. Give me a sec. Figure this out. There it is. This might work.
Master Aquatics.
On to that.
Just call me Eduardo said, "If we do not meet up this time, we might meet up at that crazy guy's wedding in September.
Yeah,
Or
definitely
maybe
do
in
that.
heaven. Or hell." Crazy Four Seahorses said, "You're also got red algae dang. I thought only cyanobacteria."
You're talking about.
That's lovely, that is.
Hang on. You're talking about like this pink, like hard algae that's on the glass. Like I did have it in corners. But yeah, that red algae is isn't that some kind of like coralline algae or some shit like that? Some stuff like that. Sorry. That was my impression. Oh, if I do that, it's gonna fall. I gotta fill this up first.
Aquatic Moose said, "Yeah, that red algae takes decades."
Yeah. I there was a
Congratulations,
buddy of
Window
mine.
Liquor #5 on the membership milestone. Window Liquor #5 has been an extraordinary aquarist for 21 months.
Sweet. Congrats, dude. I was just looking at.
Congratulations, Master Aquatics.
Awesome.
Just call me Eduardo on the membership milestone. Master Aquatics. Just call me Eddie. Eduardo has been an extraordinary
Eduardo?
aquarist for 21 months.
Well, congrats, man. And thank you. And I was just thinking about this the other day. This is stream number 183? Can't remember what the number is. I was just doing a math on that, man. That's like, there was definitely times I've done more than once a week, but if it was only once a week, that's almost 4 years. And I just saw that my channel had turned 4 years old recently. I'm like, damn, doing this a little while now.
Congratulations,
It's been a long
Empire
road.
of Dirta.
I appreciate everyone that's been around.
Aquatics, Jeff Kane on the membership milestone. Empire of Dirt at Aquatics Ton. Jeff Kane has been an extraordinary aquarist for 20 months.
Congrats, man. I don't know why the bot can't figure out how to say this. Has no problem any other time, right? And thank you, man. I'm behind. Yeah, no worries. It doesn't matter, man. Everybody here is equal. And I appreciate every one of you. And it doesn't matter if you've been here 1 month, no months.
Crazy Four Seahorses said
Remember, I
WTF ain't
appreciate all
takes
my
long.
members.
I don't want to have any coralline algae pain to chip away.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it does keep getting scraped a little bit, so I'm sure it's not like taking over. But,
Master Aquatics. Just call me Eduardo said we are happy to be a part of your parks.
thanks, man. It's been a crazy journey. It's definitely not over yet. Keep on keeping on. That was a little dusty. Put that there for now. This is going to take a while. So I'm going to keep monitoring this by using my trusty, handy overflow sensor. This pump is very slow. So when it gets about, don't go off early here. Too high.
Crazy Four Seahorses said, hey Jeff.
Here. You can always adjust the angle a little bit. Not touching. Okay. We'll let that go. Probably going to take an hour to fill up. Oh my god. And I need to,
Benjamin
I need to
Peters said,
relax.
hello Jason, and don't
Hello,
forget to
man.
drop the monitor in the tank.
The monitor in the tank. What monitor? What? Oh yeah. I know what you, yes. Alright, I get it. I understand. Because I have done that. Ooh. Bring that over that way. That was where I'm out of here. Salt. Pokies. Yeah. I don't want to drop it in the tank. I've done that one too many times. But somehow, like, you know, if you dry them out, they do work again most of the time. I have killed one though. I was thinking about buying another one because somehow I always seem to need them. Usually when I'm doing that overflow system thing, I set 2 of these up just in case. What I really need to do is design one that you can kind of clamp on a tank. That'd be kind of cool. You should just be going to like fish tank engineering. That magnetic thing was a great idea. I gotta think about that. Gotta do like some standard measurements. But yeah, that'd be great. All right. I think I'm just gonna let this float. And I think we might call it here. I appreciate everybody hanging out. It was interesting. A lot of ins, a lot of outs. We learned some things. Silicates are very high in the tap and in the tank. The RO system just seems to have none, which is good to know, I guess. Knowledge is a thing. So I gotta figure out
KJE
ways to
Aquatics
reduce.
said later Ziz.
Yep. Guys, thanks for hanging. Appreciate it. We'll get back at this next week. I'm very interested to see what the silicates do after having that purigen in there, if it did anything. Or the phosphates, or anything.
Master
We'll
Aquatics.
check it out next week, I
Just
guess.
call me Eduardo
Stay
said
tuned.
I'm sciated, not hanging at all. Who is hanging? Please tell.
I don't know, guys. But anyway, thank you all. I'll see you next week. If you got any questions, comments, please leave it down below. I do read all that stuff. I do respond to that stuff. Got anything you want
Andy
to show
Carlson
off?
said
Want me to
thanks and heal
see?
fast.
Thank you. Anything you want me to see? Email it there. we'll check it out. Otherwise, like if you haven't, subscribe if you haven't, and we'll see you all next time, folks. Thanks. Bye.